We're stuck. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now for today's video, I'm going to be doing another short recommendation video for all my romance lovers out there, for people who specifically love reading about characters who get stuck in cabins and also because of the snow. So where I'm from in Canada, there's a lot of snow, but it's definitely not like a lot more snow than in like the west provinces or in like the northeast provinces, but being snowed in is sometimes a thing, like where we get up to 30 centimeters of snow. And I was reading a romance novel, which is actually one of the recommendations in this video, and it triggered my memory of and reading about couples being snowed in and being forced in these close proximity situations that I just absolutely adore. So I thought that it would be super fun to make this video. So for the first book I'm going to talk about is actually the book that triggered it all for me to start this video, and it's called Miss Othello and Mr. Right by Sarah Montgolfier. And now this book is about a businesswoman slash like socialite slash rich girl who goes into the small town, and she is actually there for like business. She has big plans for the town that lots of people don't want because they are a close group community who doesn't want change and who doesn't want someone to boss them around and make decisions and make changes to the town they know and love. And our main male character is very stuck in his ways, and he is the polar opposite of her, and they both kind of like come together to help each other out so that changes can be made for the better and to make sure that the town isn't shut down from evil business people. And in the middle of like this very major project and also the developments and the time that she has actually spent in the town, they actually go on a couple of dates together, and it's along the way where snow happens and they of course have nowhere to go but to be stuck in a cabin with each other. This book is actually book 2 in the series. The first book was called The Tourist Attraction, which I read, but unfortunately I didn't like, so I'm very happy and very pleased that I like the book number 2 better than book number 1. So definitely go check it out if you guys are interested in this opposites attract romance. So the next book that I want to recommend is actually a book that I do own, but I just don't know where I put on my shelf, and it's a book that Lacey actually remembers more than me, even though she never read the book before. I always forget the title, but it's Say You Love Me by Joanna Lindsey, and this is a historical romance novel about a girl who's kind of auctioned off, and it's about our main hero kind of coming to the rescue, wanting to save an innocent, wanting to save this girl who just kind of like got into trouble and who just needs someone to help her. And so he bids for her and he actually wins the auction, and he has no idea what to do with her because he actually doesn't want a mistress, and he's not that type of man who needs a mistress, but he's captivated by her beauty and he just wants to save her. So he dumps her off into this like property and estate that he owns, and he kind of like sets it up for her so that she runs the property, she can live an independent life. She's living off of his money, and that's that. But then along the way, something does happen where it causes their communication to break down, and she's stuck in a cabin by herself with no staff, and it's for him to come and rescue her. I really enjoyed this story because this book had all the elements of a historical romance I really enjoy. It had action, it had danger, it had a hero that was very sweet and very nice and very caring and understanding, and also a female character who was strong and who wanted to be her own person. So definitely check this one out if you haven't already. So the next novel that I want to talk about is actually a historical romance novella. This is actually one of the novellas that I actually read from Tessa Dare, and it's like the only one, but it's so good. This one's called Lord Dashwood Mixed Out, and this is 4.5 in the Spindle Cove series, and this is about a feminist journalist who got really angry one time because a man kind of snubbed her, so she decides to write this gossip column paper, and it grows wildly successful, so popular, and she is going to Spindle Cove for a reading, and that is when she bumps into her formal fling, who kind of like is annoyed that like she publicized their relationship and kind of thing, and it's kind of like ruining his reputation and ruining his life, so that he forces his way into like a shared like carriage with her, and they kind of go on this road trip to Spindle Cove to each other, and that's where a lot of mishaps happen along the way. when you're reading this book, you can really sense a deep like enemies to lovers romance, where it's like a hard second chance romance where she's very scared of him now from hurting her emotions, and then he's just kind of like so annoyed that she is ruining his life. So I really like this one, and I really hope you guys enjoy this one too, because there's this scene in the cottage that was so hilarious and so adorable. So the last book that I want to talk about is actually an indie published romance, and it's called Frozen by L.A. Cassie. And now this book is about two polar opposites, and this is kind of like a modern day Pride and Prejudice retelling, if I do say so myself. It's about this girl who's kind of like has a lower income than our very successful and very rich male character, and they are both people who really want to please their families and who really wants to put a smile on their like not children's faces but like their young ones' faces. You see they're like the little brother or the little sister, and the two children actually really want the same toy, and it's about our two main characters fighting for this one toy in the Christmas holiday season, and they kind of have this hate relationship, and it's an enemies to lovers romance. They're kind of forced together in unforeseen circumstances where, you know, this whole Snowin situation happened. I really enjoyed this novel because I wasn't expecting too many emotions from it. I wasn't expecting such a deep, intimate plot, but I was very happily surprised, and I really recommend you to check this one out. But anyways, that is it for all my snowed in romance recommendations. Let me know which ones are your favorites, and so that I can pick them up and read, because I am in the holiday Christmas spirit season of reading. But anyways, hopefully you guys have some recommendations to add to your TBR, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.